See me over this? You still see me? All right.
Good evening here on Tax Day, July the 15th, 2020, 12:11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the States, doing something that I actually haven't done before, where I'm going to be talking with my colleague from Australia, Big J, about UFC 251, most importantly, the controversies with the Alexander Volkanovski versus Max Holloway 2 rematch. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is Big J with FightView360.com. So first, let's start here. Please subscribe.
Sure, it certainly didn't come easy for you tonight. Another tough fight, but you did get the victory. What's the feelings like for you right now?
Yeah, it was a tough one. We expected him to make adjustments. He made good adjustments in the first two rounds. We started off that first round, we're like, oh, yeah, we're doing good. Then obviously he actually did what we actually expected him to. But again, yeah, his first two rounds were strong, and then we knew we had to pick it up. So from the third round, onwards, we picked it up. So that third round was close, but we were confident we got that third round, and then obviously we took the fourth and fifth. So yeah, tight fight, but when the judges were, the scorecards was getting announced, we were pretty sure we got the last three. So happy with the win. To beat Max back to back like that, that's saying something. I'm happy to finish the chapter. On to the next.
You said those two opening rounds, man, he looked maybe as good as he ever has. Mm-hmm. What's going through your head at that point? Because, he was having a lot of success, looked incredibly relaxed, and it looked like it might be a long night.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, even for me, I was just way too relaxed, to be quite honest. And he was making good adjustments, and was hard for me to pull the trigger and things like that. But there was things that we had to work on, and then luckily my corner were talking to me, and he did things that we sort of expected him to do it, but it just took me a while till the third round to actually start getting things moving. So I don't know what that was, whether it was no crowd or whatever it was. It's like, wake up, get punched in the face so you can wake up a little bit. But again, the first two rounds were tight, but again, I showed what champions are made of, to dig deep and show that I've got so many tools, make adjustments mid-fight like that. He made good adjustments in between the two fights. I made adjustments in between the fights. That just shows you my fight IQ. It shows you the type of fighter I am, and it shows you, a great heart and what champions are made of.
Obviously, he's a popular figure, so there's a lot of people going, oh, he didn't win 3, 4, 5, but you guys said you were confident. So what would you point to in 3, 4, 5 to tell people this is why we banked those rounds? Yeah,
well, obviously, fourth and fifth, I'm pretty confident. Most people would know I clearly won them. That third round was probably a little bit closer out of the three last ones. But, obviously, the takedowns and, a lot of my shots I feel like were better shots anyway, to be quite honest. But then first two rounds, again, I'm a realist. I'll tell you, I believe that, he started off well. But I come back from the third onwards. Again, I showed what champions are made of. This sport isn't easy. And sometimes you're going to be put in these positions, and only certain champions can dig deep like I did. And, again, I'm proud that I dug deep and got the job done and bring this back home to Australia and to my family.
You said...
All right, I'm going to bring you in, Big J. You there?
Yeah, mate.
All right, so this is what we're going to do. I got the scorecards right here in front of me. Let me read them out. Mark Colette scored it 48-47 for Volkanovski, giving him rounds 3, 4, and 5. David Letherby, 47-48 for Holloway, giving Holloway rounds 1, 2, and 5. Judge Clemens Warner scored it for Volkanovski, also giving him the last three rounds, 3, 4, and 5. Now, straight from the beginning, what are your thoughts on the fight? And who do you think won in your opinion? Well, who won in your opinion?
Well, in my opinion, I thought it was a draw. I don't think there was a clear winner either way. Max clearly won the first two rounds. Alex clearly won the last two, and it's a flip of the coin for the third one. I find it interesting that second judge gave the fifth round to Holloway, where
Correct.
The others gave it. Yeah, I found that interesting because I thought the flip of the coin round was the third round, not the fifth. So I find that interesting. But I've looked at the fight a couple of times, and I think it was a draw because there was no clear argument for each guy either way. The fight was too close. It was very, very similar to when Yeah, I think it was UFC 221 when Mighty Mouse got dethroned by Henry Cejudo.
Mm-hmm.
That fight was exactly the same. It could have went either way. You know, Mighty Mouse won the first. I think the same situation. Cujo won the first 2 rounds, then Mighty Mouse won the last 2, and you could have flipped the coin for the third one. So I think it's very similar. In person, I think it should have been a draw. But either way, Volkanovski win or draw, the Aussie still walks away with the belt. So
Yeah, but you know the UFC they don't do draws, and also me. I remember to me the third round was stolen, in my opinion. I think that I'm trying to remember. I did cover, for those who want some reference, go look at my live post fight video. The third round was a very, very close round, and I believe I did give round 5 to Max Holloway. And like you said, it was a round that can go either way, but I just felt that Max did the cleaner work. Now, another thing you were pointing out is, about, I'm guessing, like the judges here. In fact, this is what we're going to do. Let's get some words from let's see if Max is here. We can get some words from him. I don't think he was at the press conference. So you were talking about Dana White and the judges. I'm going to see if I can find that clip in the background and let it play.
City champion Peter Yan. What do you think about his performance? Obviously, he seems like a very exciting guy.
Thought he looked good. I thought Aldo looked great. For people that were criticizing him, saying he doesn't deserve another title shot, horrible stoppage by the referee. Should have been stopped way sooner. Looks like we got to tighten up our refs and judges here on Fight Island.
You said Aldo, I thought, looked really good. I mean, I thought he looked kind of the old Jose Aldo.
So what do you think about the judging overall throughout the night, Big J?
Oh, yeah, I think it's just that one fight that was really lacking. I mean, overall, overall sometimes, unless you like Herb Dean's in there, the judging's pretty poor. I agree with that.
I do think that fight went on way too long.
90-something seconds there. There was 90 seconds there. Poor old bugger was getting the shit kicked out of him. I mean, unnecessary blows. I mean, he wasn't intelligently defending himself. And, even, I remember when Tito Ortiz, Ken Shamrock #2. I mean, Tito hit Shamrock about 4 times. They stopped the fight.
I look at it like this. Maybe they were trying to. I look at it like maybe they were trying to give him, the benefit of the doubt. You're a former, long-time reigning champion. We're going to give you every single chance to, But he was getting his ass handed to him.
Yeah, well, there's no. I mean, these guys are in the combat sports business. They're not in the sit back and watch some poor bastard get the shit kicked out of him business. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't seem to understand why that. I watched Joe Rogan experience with Max Holloway after the first fight, and they were talking about some of these judges and refs can do like a crash course over a matter of weeks with no experience, and they're a judge. It's like bullshit. Why can't they get a bloody
former fighter,
all these veterans in to be? Yeah, it's like what's Chuck Liddell, Rennie Couture, Dan Severn, Shamrock? I mean, there'd be 50 guys sitting around doing nothing.
Yeah, but I guess they probably feel that if they were hire like a former fighter, maybe there'd be some corruption or bias. But at the same time, if you're hiring, or letting someone judge a fight that's probably never watched the sport a day in their life, and you're telling them like, well, you take this 2-week course and learn this, and this is how you judge fights. Yeah, that's also a huge problem.
Well, that's crazy. I mean, seriously, how many ex-fighters would go down that road? They'd be biased. No, they wouldn't. They'd call it straight down the line.
Yeah.
As long as no association with who's ever in the ring.
But
one of their fighters or something. Obviously, you couldn't judge someone that's from Kim, but there's something that they could do better. But then again, boxing's no blood different either. So
yeah. So going back to Holloway versus going back to Volkanovski versus Holloway too. no telling, how soon, or like when or if there'll ever be a third fight. And I think, it does warrant a third fight, but, when, especially since both fighters have to keep, winning. So to break down the rankings for the viewers here at 147 pounds, let's see, 45 pounds, excuse me. You got Zabit and Magomedov-Shapirov. I would like to see that fight. I mean, in my personal opinion, I like Volkanovski, and I'm not claiming to be no UFC mixed martial arts expert, but I don't see him being able to be a reigning champion, especially depending on what's going on with Brian Ortega. I don't know. Yeah, Rodriguez, when he first came back, there was the eye poke, right, from my understanding, and then, he looked good after that. So 145 is, it's some nice, no, I'm talking about, it's some nice talent there. It's some nice talent there. So
probably the most two stacked divisions in the UFC would probably be the lightweight and the featherweight. So they're probably the two most stacked divisions for talent. I mean, every other, like the welterweight division sort of dropped off since GSP was the champ. There's no real, big person there. Like the light heavyweight comes and goes, depends if Jonesy's in trouble or not. And heavyweight, DC got the shit kicked out of him by Strobo Munich in their rematch. That was an excellent fight. Yeah.
The 115-pound women's division is stacked too. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean the women's divisions in the UFC, those fights seem to be more contested than the fellas because they're always, unless they come up against, of course, they get the shit kicked out of them. But lightweight and strawweight, they're very well stacked. Those divisions. I'm not even sure who the champion is in the strawweight division. I think it's that Chinese girl, Zhang Yang or whatever her name is.
Zhang Wei Li. Yeah, Weili
Zhang Wei Li. That's
it.
Yeah. She Rose. What's the American girl's name? Rose.
Namajunas. She won. She won her rematch this weekend. And also in a close fight. But we do have to move on to the next one. Well, actually, not the actual next UFC card, but since we have Big J, he's also from Australia, as you can probably tell. We're going to be moving on to UFC on ESPN 14. Robert Whittaker versus Darren Till. 20-5 with 18-2-1. Jay, you still there? Jay.
Yep. So he's taking on. He'll be. Yep. Yeah, man. Yeah,
so this is his first fight back, Robert Whittaker, since losing to Adesanya back in, when was that? October of 2019. And he's actually ranked pretty tough.
Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't get the rematch with the style bender. I'm actually really disappointed that they didn't give him the rematch. But
well, anyway, he's ranked number 1, so I'm guessing if he wins, between him and Darren Till, they're going to get the shot.
Oh, hopefully, because this Darren Till guy, he's just got back from the welterweight division. He had a title shot at welterweight and didn't. He's dabbled between the middle and the welterweight division.
Yeah, he might be. You think he might be a little too small, maybe?
No, I think he cut a lot of weight. Traditionally, he's a middleweight. He cut a lot of weight to get down to the welterweight, and it didn't work out for him. So he's gone back up to middleweight. So I think that's why. That's the way it's gone for him. But I think it's probably get your confidence back. Shake off the rust and get your confidence back. Fight for Whittaker, and then hopefully he can get another shot at Stylebender. But I mean, it's just this is like Whittaker is like. I can't see him beating Stylebender, unfortunately. It's just that style that he's got. He's very, very similar to Anderson Spider Silva. He's very, he's got that that lanky,
slippery, yeah,
that lanky, long reach build, and he uses it to his advantage, which is how he beats. I mean, in his prime, Silva would have smacked him all over the octagon, but he did beat Silva. That was I think a year or so ago. Not quite sure when it was.
One of his idols.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, Stylebender is pretty much Spider Silva 2.0 in they're very, very similar styles, very similar things. But yeah, It'd be very interesting seeing how Whittaker does recover from this because he's had a horror run. I mean, he had those 2 pay-per-views where he got sick. I mean, I think he had a twisted bowel or something, or twisted intestine, like literally the day of the weigh-in before one of his fights, and it was in hospital. So
yeah, he had he fought July 8th of 2017. Then he fought Romero again June 9th of 2018. One fight in 2019, and now he's fighting basically. He's been inactive. So I like this fight for him. To be able to, as you said, if he wins, get his confidence back. Maybe work his way up from there. If he doesn't go directly into a title shot, because the way it's looking, he might get his title shot. If he wins, like I think they're going to go right back for that. But
I mean, the UFC is pretty generous with rematches. I mean, there's been a lot of rematches. Guys lose their titles.
They don't play around with their rematches.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like boxing where there's politics and all this other crap. It's just Dana runs the show. It's like, beat this guy and you'll get your shot. And normally 9 times out of 10, that's what happens. So, but Whittaker's going to have to completely change his game if he's going to beat Stylebender because Stylebender's just he's just got his own style. It's very, very hard to reciprocate and. I mean, everyone he's beaten pretty convincingly. So, and he knocked Whittaker out, and Whittaker's no chump. So,
all right,
but he'll get there.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, no, I was just saying, but he'll get there. So, but
all right, closing thoughts on UFC overall this card this past weekend before we wrap up.
I thought it was a fantastic card. I mean, it was brilliant.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. People give Usman a lot of shit, but. He goes out there and he wins and he neutralizes his opponents.
Yeah, I don't know why they give him any shit because I mean, the guy that he fought had 6 days notice or something.
Yeah, but they said Masvidal was training. He knew something big was coming down the pipe. And then you also have to factor in Usman also had 6 days notice too. So.
Yeah, exactly. These professional fighters, they should always be ready to go at a second's notice anyway, and that's the game. I mean, if you're a true professional, you're ready to go at a second's notice. So, but no, I enjoyed the card. I thought it was a fantastic. Card. I like the fact that the Aussie boy got up. Very, very happy about that. I think that it does absolutely warrant the third one because the first, even though he clearly won the first fight, but this one was far too indecisive. It was inconclusive.
Third fight is needed, but they're going to rest with it for a little bit. So if a third fight was to happen, I wouldn't expect to see it this year. Next year, late next year, maybe, depending. It'll be its own card, likely.
If Alex wins his next, say, 1 or 2 fights, then they'll bring the third one back, and they'll probably bring it to Australia because they could back out Marvel.
Yeah, see, exactly. It makes sense. Yep, exactly. It'll be its own card. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's probably what they're going to do.
Yeah, exactly. But he's got to keep winning. He's got to keep winning. So,
all right.
If he's beaten Max Holloway twice, I mean, he shouldn't have too many problems with the rest of the competition because Holloway just ran through him like a packet of salts. So especially prior in Octago, he beat the crap out of that poor bugger. Did you see that fight?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, they should have stopped that fight at about round 4, but he kept going to his credit. But
he just kept eating so many right hands.
Yeah, he just kept running into him.
Yeah.
But I thought they should have stopped that fight. But anyway, I'm very interested to see what is next for Alex. I mean, he probably won't fight again until next year now because of all the lockdown stuff and all that's coming our way. But I'll see if I can track him down and get him on the YouTube channel. So.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, guys. This is TstreeT Controversy with Big J and FightView360.com. So as time goes on, as you can see, especially on the channel, we're getting a lot more active, and we hope to be doing this a lot more in the future, especially as we're starting to, rise up the UFC media ranking. Shout out to UFC as well for helping our channel out. The invite to Fight Island, even though we couldn't get there, but still, awesome gesture and thank you. This is TstreeT Controversy with Big J and FightView360.com. Please subscribe.